Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Hako episode number 11 reaction. So the previous episode, yeah, things kind of went in a bad direction after the whole incident where Taiki fell on top of, or no, sorry, Jinasu fell on top of Taiki. That whole thing, like Taiki was overly conscious. He was trying to kind of like not go into situations where he would be like together with Chinasu or something, and he was being conscious. Obviously, Chinasu kind of realized that, and Chinatsu, I guess, was also kind of thinking about it. In the end, they have a conversation, and Chinatsu's like, "Oh, like that incident. Yeah, let's not think about that, and let's forget it, and just be normal. I'll try not to overstep my boundaries as well." And there you go, which is kind of in an indirect way drawing the line, basically. So now Taiki's just like, "What the hell?" Well, it's a weird, awkward type of a situation. Yeah, let's see what happens today. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. Three, two, one, go. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Oh yeah, summer break. Just still been going to practice. Yeah. You want to go? You have to go to school. Kyomo gakko? I think something like that. Bukatsu. Yeah. Ah. Right. Hmm. Well, otherwise it'll be awkward. Well, Aoki Library. Yeah. Well, you're probably sleeping at that time. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Hmm. Wow. Oh. 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 Okay. That's where they met. I got acquainted, I guess. That's the first thing that comes to your mind with. Oh boy. True. Damn. Oh my god. Okay. Damn. With the marking and everything. Oh. Damn, she's a bit late, but you know. Yeah. Oh, it's already started. Yeah, well. Oh, Ringo. Oh, wow. Her luck is crazy bad. Hmm. Oh, he probably heard her back then. Um, or maybe not. Maybe not. It's just complete coincidence. Oh, okay, there you go. So I was right. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Um. Okay. He probably thinks like Hina's. He probably thought like Hina means like with everyone, like at the previous time or something like that. Or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I feel like Taiki misunderstood it. I think he thought that maybe with everyone. I don't know. Let's see. 3 weeks. Wait, 3 weeks means after New Year? Okay. Okay, so no, it's not. I was gonna say, is it going to, damn, coincide? Damn. Yeah. Oh, there you go. I knew it. He didn't get in his head properly, bro. Organizer. Damn, that is crazy. The movement. Oh, oh, right. Hmm. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. That I don't know what. Yeah. Ugh. Like I understand. Like obviously he has to improve and everything. Oh Lord. Oh okay. Oh, but I feel like he's going to like it's going to get late or something. Something's going to happen and. Well. Ah. Great. Well, because you. Yeah. Well, there you go. I guess. Well. Yeah. You have to be very clear with him. Like very very clear. Will he really be able to? I hope so. Yeah. Oh, I think you will realize what's going on. Yo, look at his face. He's like, bro, really? I think this is the first time I've seen him make a face like this. Oh Lord. Neighbor's kid. That is crazy. Hmm. Yeah. I don't think he'll do that. Bruh. Oh boy. Yeah. People, all the people in the back. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's great, you know. Nobody. Well, oh yeah, that is true. That is true, but you know, yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, this is. Wow. Hmm. Oh, she's right. Oh wait, is it the 31st already? Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Yodo's here. Is Yusa here as well? Hmm. Nah, right below. Hmm. Angle than the power. I guess he needs to keep take care of that because of his positioning. He cannot position it properly. Wow. Yeah, there was a small little chance maybe, but you know, still he needs to improve a lot. Yeah, the final one. He wanted to see him play aggressively as well. Oh, Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh wait, he got it properly, didn't he, this time? That is true. Mhm. Well, I guess in that way, if you think about it, Haryu is also the underdog in against him, isn't it? So his legs are. Oh, okay. Mm. Fireworks festival. I knew he was gonna do something like this. He's playing his part, in bed. Oh Lord, I'm still in. There you go. Well, you have phones. Come on. There you go. Running late. She's probably. I don't think that's Chinatsu. Yeah. Wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, she has worn her, yukata and everything. Yeah, so she went home, and that's why she was running late. She did her practice, went home, 300 yen, changed, and then came. Okay. Hmm. Okay, that is it. Yes, that was today's episode number 11 of Aono Hako. Now, today's episode it was kind of Hina centric, you could see, which is, nice to have now and then. And, like today's episode, we could see Taiki obviously trying to keep a distance with Chinasu and, like actively trying to keep a distance, but in the end Hina was like, come on, like, you're not like that, don't just back down, in a situation like that. Like, just be normal. And yeah, like, otherwise it's very, like, it's very lame. Which kind of resonated with Taiki in the end, and he was like, what the hell? What came to her, like, that she suddenly reacted like this. But yeah, it kind of, I guess it's kind of like struck a chord with him. Hopefully he, from here onwards, he won't be trying to actively, like, like, avoid Chinatsu, because yeah, that's a bit, like, as like he himself told to him, a few moments ago, he himself said, at the very first part of this today's episode, he was like, oh yeah, she told me to forget about it. It's not as if she is trying to avoid me or anything. We're just going to talk normally, and that's it. And even though he realized that, and he knew that was what Chinatsu meant, he still tried to kind of keep a distance and actively avoid her, which obviously is something that Chinatsu wasn't doing. Chinatsu was not really actively trying to avoid him, but because he is the one who likes her, he is not really ready to confront her, even if it's like, like a, like they might be just passing each other, but still he doesn't want to confront her in that way either. So that's why, seeing them, her sit in that place, he decides to go to the other route, which is why Hina's like, come on, don't do that, you know and yeah, now I'm glad that, in the end, like, the whole thing with Hina, like, I was like ready for it to completely blow apart, like the whole plan. First and foremost, I was thinking like, oh, maybe the practice is going to run late or something, and like, he's going to have to skip on the fireworks, thing. That's the first thing that I thought was going to happen. That didn't happen, thankfully. There was also another thing I was thinking, which was almost going to come true, but Kyo kind of helped out, where, like, Hina was trying to, go together with Taiki alone, but obviously Taiki didn't realize that. I knew Taiki didn't realize that, because, in his head he was probably like, oh, Kyo is going to join us, and the others are also going to join us, just like previous year. So that is why he wasn't clear about it, and neither was Hina. Neither did Hina clearly tell him about it. So, like, good thing that Hina already told her friends, and even if she didn't tell, that girl, that, oh, I'm going with someone. I think, if, like, that, I don't know her name, that the girl, Hina's friend. I feel like she's kind of like Kyo, where she would realize that, oh, like, okay, so let me just bail out at the last minute, so that she could go together with Taiki, which is exactly what Kyo did. And I kind of realized, or expected him to do something like that, and he did that. So I feel like Hina's friend would also probably do something like that, at the last minute, probably. Either way, because she knows that she likes Taiki, and like that whole thing. Like, Hina thinks she's hiding it, but as she said that, oh, she thinks that she's hiding hiding the person, but obviously it's pretty damn obvious who it is. So yeah, and I feel like she would have done the same thing, and not Chinasu, sorry, Hina and Taki would have gone together by the end. Um, right, but in the end, they did go together. Like, yeah. Also, there's also a possibility of them bumping into Chinatsu. It's very high. Next episode, maybe, I don't know, or maybe not. But, like, here's the thing, like these type of things happen multiple times in anime. I've seen this, like, where the whole thing gets interrupted by the end, uh especially if it is like a outing with a character who's most likely not going to win by the end of it, win his affections, which is Hina in this situation. So other animes also do this. There's a possibility that it might just completely fall apart by the end of it. Like I said, like, they might bump into Chinatsu, then Ataki is going to start acting weird again. Hina's going to become sad, and like, all that stuff. It might happen in the next episode. But hopefully that doesn't happen, or even if it happens, it ends at a good note, because like, I'm pretty sure we all know, like, Hina isn't Hina isn't winning in the end. It's pretty damn obvious. But at least the moments that she gets, at least let them be complete, and let them be without any type of obstruction, or without any type of like let her moment be her moment. That's just what I want. Like I don't want any, like, even if it's the main heroine, I don't want anyone intruding into the little amount of like happiness that she would have gotten from this. I just don't want any character to intrude on that. Like that's just purely what I am, because like I said, at the end of the day, I think it's pretty damn obvious. Everyone knows, like she's going to get like her love is going to get rejected by the end of it. It's not going to amount to anything at all. But at least now currently the moments that she has to herself, let it be like let it just happen, like something like that. I just That's just what I think, at least. But like I said, there's a high possibility that might not happen, because we still have the next episode, and I don't know what's going to happen next episode. The fact that Chinatsu is going to go there with her friends makes me think they're going to bump into each other, and the whole situation is going to get extremely awkward. um, that's why I'm saying I don't want any of that happening. But let's wait and see. Like, yeah. Either way, there you go. That is what happened today. Um, right. Was there anything else today? Oh, Chinatsu's situation. You can see that Chinatsu. Like the thing is about these type of shows, that we usually see the perspective of one character, which is the main character, or the person that we're following, the main male character, Taiki in this situation. So we can see what he's thinking. We can we know what he's thinking, what he's feeling, and all these things we can understand it properly, because we're moving along with him. We are just following him around the story. Yeah, we do get to see Chinatsu sometimes. Sometimes we do follow Chinatsu's perspective, but you'll notice even in those sections, we never get to know what Chinatsu is thinking. Like Taiki's like inner voice. If you sometimes hear it when he's thinking about something, you can hear that. I don't think we've ever heard that for Chinatsu. That kind of shows that we are following around Taiki, and everything is like from Taiki's perspective. Sometimes, yeah, the perspective changes, but that's it. You know, so that makes it even more difficult to understand what Chinatsu is feeling in this situation. If she is bothered by the situation, if she's awkward about the situation, because you see Taiki and Chinatsu talking in the first scene in the bathroom. Chinatsu is like washing her face or something. There, you can hear what Taiki's thinking. He's thinking like, oh damn, she's here, and that's awkward. Should I leave or something like these type of things he's thinking. But then Chinatsu's like, oh hello, she kind of talks to him, and that's it. They part ways. That's it. We don't get to hear Chinatsu's inner voice. We don't know what Chinatsu felt. I'm sure she felt something at that point of time, because literally the previous night she said something like that to Taiki. So I'm sure she thought something at that point. But what was it? What was her impression? She has a whole poker face outside. You cannot understand what she's thinking. So at least for Taiki, his face betrays what he's thinking. Like it's pretty damn obvious. Just look at his face, you'll understand what he's thinking about. Not only that, they also show us or let us hear his inner voice as well, when what he's thinking and everything. For Chinatsu, there's nothing, literally nothing like that. So as an audience as well, I am also not really sure what Chinatsu is thinking, and whether she's bothered by this or she's pretty chill about this. I think, at least from my guess and from what I have observed these characters, as she said, and you saw this in the previous episode as well. There was a section when her friend says something like, oh, if there was like a boy or something with the family you're living in, that would have been something. And you can see Chinatsu kind of blush there and kind of just stop midway. So that kind of hints that obviously she is conscious about Taiki. It doesn't matter by how much degree, but there's at least a little bit of consciousness over there. It's not as if she's entirely like oblivious, or she's entirely not even looking at Taiki. That's not the case. That little scene kind of proves that. Also, I think from that scene I can say that that is also the reason why she drew the line, because obviously she could see that Taiki is being affected by it, or but you know, like by Taiki was trying to kind of avoid her and everything, or thinking about that too much. I also think that from her side as well, she was also a little bit conscious. That's why she also tried to draw the line, because it would also be an obstruction to her goal, at least for now. Today's episode also proves that a little bit, where we see in one section, Shinatsu says something like, "Oh, I don't want to think about anything like that now. I have to focus on the game. That's all I need to do." Which kind of hints at to the what I was saying, that yeah, she is at least a little bit conscious about Taiki. And yeah, and because of that, she drew the line. Not only because Taiki's feeling conscious, there's a small part that she's also feeling conscious. That's why she drew the line as well too, so that her, mind doesn't get diverted to somewhere else. So yeah, and that brings the point here is that now that they're in the fireworks festival with he's with Hina, if they bump into each other, like a, like what's her name? Chinasu. Chinasu already thinks that Taiki is trying to impress Hina or something like that. She thinks, as far as I could understand. So seeing them together would probably make her think that, and that'll probably, because she's conscious about Taiki, maybe that will also kind of, I don't know, like make her think about it or something. Either way, it's I think that's basically the situation, because we cannot really say what Chinatsu is thinking, because we don't really follow her around, or the perspective is from Taiki's perspective. Yeah, what I think is that there is a small teensy bit, like a little bit of part that she's also conscious of him, and you know, and now that they're keeping their distance, I guess you could say, I don't know. If she's a little bit conscious about Taiki, that will probably affect her as well, eventually. Not now, but eventually. She'll probably think about it, and yeah, because Taiki's thinking about it, because Taiki likes Chinatsu. If Chinatsu's conscious about Taiki, then I'm sure it's just a matter of time that she'll also kind of think about it and be like, oh, maybe I should have, you know, yeah. But then again, Tinas is very focused. That's also another thing you have to think about. It's like, because of the game and everything, she's very focused. So it might be that her focus wins over that, and she decides and she remains focused up until the very end and doesn't let her mind divert, just like what she's trying to do. So that's the question: which part will win? Will her like unconscious feelings win, or will her focus win? That's the big question here. So let's wait and see. Right. However, for Taiki, I feel like Taiki's situation is a bit different here, because Taiki isn't the one who drew the line. You have to realize that. Taiki is just doing what he's, like what he was told to him when Chinatsu was like, oh, like, yeah, we shouldn't, you know. So in that sense, I feel like Taiki is just is it's not in his hands, so he wouldn't be, or even if he's affected by it now, little by little he will be able to overcome that. However, for Chinasu, because she's the one who drew the line, I feel like she'll probably just, I don't know, I feel like she'll just be like, yeah, like I did it. Why am I just, acting weird now? But then again, like I said, it'll all depend which section will win. Will her focus win against her unconscious feelings? If her focus wins against her unconscious feeling, then she'll be completely fine with it. She'll go through the whole thing without any interruption, without any. Yeah. But in case the other things happens, yeah, that'll mess her up. Like mentally, it's going to fester within her head, and she's going to keep thinking about it. So at the end of it, yeah. But yeah, let's wait and see. Like I said, I've seen a thing about this show is that this show kind of, obviously it's like drama and like these like rom-com focused kind of thing, but in sections where there's like things related to the game, like badminton, beat, basketball, and everything. These characters are really focused. Like, they don't let anything kind of obstruct their goal, like any type of feelings beat or something. Like, which was pretty obvious when if you remember that scene with Taiki, where she was still under the impression that Haryu liked Chinatsu or something, and that was kind of in his head, and he was against Haryu, while Kyo was thinking, damn, this is going to kind of uh, just like facing him is not ideal now. He's going to be bothered by the whole situation. But then we realize that he's not thinking of any of that. He's so focused that he completely put all of that out of his head. He's just focusing on the game. That's how focused he is. So, yeah, we'll see. Let's wait and see. Okay. Yeah. Other than that, a few other things today. Like obviously, Hina gathering her courage and like telling Taiki that, oh, that section where she said like, oh, you're not like that, you're way cooler than. She was stuttering as a lot at that point, and she was like blushing and everything, but she was able to say that, and yeah, that part was good. What else? Oh, we also got to know how Taiki and Chinasu became acquaintances. Not Chinasu, sorry, Hina became acquaintances. The previous year, I think, yeah, they kind of not bumped into each other, but Taiki heard her about the whole Ringo thing, and then he kept one when Hina's going to come. He decided to give it to her, and that's what he did. Yeah, and you know, Hina remembered that. Okay, right, and there you go. That wait a minute. One thing, did Hina's hair grow? I think so. In the past. Oh yeah, damn, the little detail here. I feel like a lot of people will probably miss this, but you can see Hina's hair has grown. Like she's like the previous, like in the flashback, you can see like her hair is kind of short over, especially the bangs and everything. If you look at her bangs, you'll realize it. It's like kind of short over here. That's why I was feeling like something's weird about her in her flashback. I was like, I cannot put my finger on it. She looks a little bit different. Her hair is a little bit shorter. It's like this part. But now currently her hair is like, her bangs are like up until here. So yeah, it's a lot different now. Her hair has grown. It's a very small difference, but I just noticed that. That's kind of interesting. Okay, there you go. And that was today's episode. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, you can see Taiki is bumps into Chinatsu in the morning. Chinatsu's brushing her teeth, and Taiki's like, "Oh, what should I do? Like should I?" He doesn't know what to do in this situation. Uh, so, however, Chinatsu's like, "Oh, you have practice today," and she talks to him normally, and then just leaves. At which Taiki's like, "Yeah, it's not as if we're going to avoid each other. We're just going to." Forget about the past, forget about what happened there. That's all we're doing. It's not like we're going to stop talking to each other or anything. That's it. Everything is normal. And he says that, and he goes to school. He does his practice. He goes to do the homework with everyone in the library. And you can see Hina's like sleeping here and everything. And yeah. Oh, and this guy likes Hina apparently, and he's trying to talk to her, but obviously, like I don't think Hina realizes that. Either way, Taiki is like, damn, everyone like is like falling in love or something with others, and he kind of thinks about his situation, gets depressed a little bit. He then goes to have a drink, and Hina's there just sprawled, sleeping. Anyways, this is where they get to see the whole fireworks like poster, and this is where Hina brings up, Taiki brings up like, oh, like if you remember, that's where we kind of got acquainted with each other, right? And a little bit of a flashback recollection where we see Hina was talking to her friend about going to the fireworks festival and eating ringame, and she was so excited. She was like, "Yes, I don't want to go," and smacked Taiki a backhand slap on his face. And she's like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry," and Taiki's like, "Ah, it's fine." So yeah, that was that. Then she goes to a practice on the day, comes to the festival, but it's a bit too late, like 1 hour late already. Fireworks has started, Ringo Ame has sold out. God damn, everyone ate a lot of Ringo Ame. In 1 hour, it was sold out. That is crazy. You can see all the other stalls. There's still food there. Ringo Ame is gone. It's like the candied apples are just gone. Like, what happened? Like, what did everyone jump into the candied apple store and just took everything? Like, what happened? All the other stores are operating normally. It's only the candied apples that are just gone. Maybe they were having like a discount offer or something. I don't know. Just empty. Yo. But anyways, she said, she's like, oh, like, yeah, nothing could do about it since I'm doing gymnastics and all. I have to sacrifice something. But then, Taiki's like, oh, here you go. And I was thinking, like, okay, is this a complete coincidence that he brought a candied apple and gave it to her? Or did she listen to her? Hear her. Just a minute, guys. Okay, I'm back. So where was I? Yeah, they met in the in the little flashback that we were seeing. And I was thinking like, oh, maybe Taiki, this is just a whole coincidence. But no, he listened. He actually heard him or saw her drooling, and so he's like, oh, there you go. And then Taiki's like, after that day, you started, like you started like like attacking me and beating me up. And she's like, what the hell? That's kind of funny. Anyways, after that, she then gathers courage and she's like, oh, this time, let's go. Taiki's like, yeah, sure, why not? I was confirmed and I was 100% sure that Taiki thought she met with everyone. And exactly that's what happened, as we see later on. Anyways, Hina's friend comes in later, and then she's like, oh, I'm going on that day. And she's like, oh, okay. It's a date then. She's like, no. Right. Now, next we get to see Taiki is at home. Shinatsu's there. They're talking about the fireworks festival as well. She said that she's going to just go there a little bit. And, and then Taiki's mom is like, oh, like, like maybe a yukata, that would look good on you and stuff. Right. So that's that. Later, back at school, you can see Taiki is practicing, and this is where Haryu Senpai tells him that, oh, you can, come to the little thing that we are having, the badminton practice, that thing. There's a lot of like seniors there, you can learn from them. And I know that, yeah, these are important and everything. But like I said, I wanted at least like, even though we all know Hina's never going to win, I at least wanted like something that is she's looking forward to it. I at least wanted it to go uninterrupted. That's why I was like, come on, man, like really. But then as we later on we get to know that, oh, he will have time after that. He can do the practice and then he can go. But there was still somewhere in my head I was like, oh, maybe like something's going to happen and they're going to miss the thing. But either way, he talks to Hina after that, and he tells Hina that, oh, don't worry about it. I'll be able to, reach there in time. So, it's okay. And this is also where Taiki's like, oh, who else are going? Hina's like, yeah, you talk to Kyo. I'll talk to the other people. And yeah, she backs down from there. And Taiki was like, oh, look, she's acting a bit weird. But either way, now Hina has to talk to others. However, her friend, as we see later on, she's like, nah, I've already made plans, so I cannot go. And like I said, I'm sure even if she went with her, she would have bailed out at the last moment so that she could give Hina and Taiki a moment. Just like Kyo did later on, as we see. And we can see here, Taiki at first was like, oh, Kyo, let's go to the fireworks festival. And he's like, yeah, sure, why not? And then he's like, oh, who's going? And he says like, oh, you know what? Hina actually invited me. And this is where Kyo's like, wait a minute, what? And the face he makes here is absolutely crazy. I don't think I've ever seen him make a face like that in these past couple of 10 episodes, this is the 11th episode, in these 10 previous episodes, never ever have I seen someone as, like poker faced as Kyo making a face like she was looking like, what is this bro on about? But yeah, that was hilarious. Right. Anyways, after all of that, we also get to know that Chinatsu is also going to be going, but obviously, no boys are going. Only the girls are going to have a night out. That's it. Right. Later on, Hina is talking to Taiki, and Taiki's like, "Oh, who else are going?" And Hina's like, "Unfortunately, everyone has already decided to go with others." So they're like, "Yeah, us three are only going to go, just like always." Right. Anyways, this is where Taiki kind of talks to Hina about his situation with. Oh no, she's the one who brings it up, where she says like, "Oh, you wanted to go with Chinasu senpai, didn't you?" But Taiki's like, "Nah, like maybe it's all me. Like I'm the one who was just getting excited about stuff, and I just yeah." And Chinasu doesn't look at me like that. Things like that. He's saying he's like, but it's fine. Like she's focused on her thing, and it's not as if we'll stop talking to each other. That's not the case. But it's just that we're just going to forget what happened. And like, yeah, but you can see Taiki's depressed and everything. And this is where you can see Taiki when kind of comes across Chinatsu sitting on a distance. He's like, "Oh, let's go from that side." And this is where Hina's like, "Come on, like what is this?" And she gathers her courage to tell Taiki that don't do this. Not wanting to trouble your crush or mess up your relationship doesn't mean you can hurt yourself. This is a very this is a very interesting conversation here, because like I remember this whole thing being a big plot point in another anime, which was Oregairu, where Hachiman was the type of character who used to sacrifice himself for others. Even though he was this whole had this whole nihilistic approach or cynical approach towards life, at the end of the day, he was the type of person who would sacrifice his own happiness for others, which is something that would become a problem later on, because friends who he actually got, when he actually got good friends who really cared for him, they hated that about him, because they they tried to make him understand that you're sacrificing yourself doesn't mean like we are not getting hurt. The people who are close to you, from your pain, they're getting hurt as well. So it's not about you anymore. You're a lone wolf up until now, but that's not the case anymore. So this kind of conversation kind of reminded me of that, where Hina says that sacrificing for someone else, sacrificing your own happiness is not the way. Anyways, she also tells him that this is not the Taiki I remember. The Taiki I remember is way more cooler than that. This she took a lot of courage to say that, but then she's like, "Yeah, like that's it, goodbye," and she just leaves. And Taiki's like, "What the hell?" And Taiki was also kind of getting embarrassed after that. Either way, next we see Taiki go to the badminton thing, and we get to meet Hyodo senpai here. And this is where Hyodo senpai teaches Taiki to how to do proper like stuff, like the different moves and everything. And like listening to him and doing as he told actually worked out pretty well, because now Taiki's like, "Damn, this feels so good now," and he's going to improve even more here. This is also where we get to hear that Hyodo says that I'm the type of person who likes to see the underdog win, which is kind of funny, because like I said, in his and Haryu's situation battle, Haryu is the underdog. So I do wonder, does he want Haryu to win? Obviously not. He's playing the game. I'm sure he wants to win as well. But I feel like because of this, he also wants to see Haryu give his best as well. Like something like that. Anyways, all that stuff aside, practice is over. Haryu's like, "Oh, should we just go like have a meal or something, or like go to the fireworks, like go someplace?" And he's like, "Oh no, I have like appointment." So Kyo has bailed out, thankfully. Like he knew what to do. But Hina's like, I'm staying in. So there you go. That is it. What's his name? Taiki goes to the festival, and now he's like, oh, like kind of sees like a person and thought that it's Chinasu, but then he's like, Oh, thank God, it's not her. Okay, but then he bites a candied apple, a ringo ame, and he's like, okay, let me give this to Hina. And then Hina comes in, he looks at Hina, and damn, Hina is just, wearing a yukata and everything. Even Taiki's like stuttering, looking at her. That's where it ended. So there you go, that was today's episode. Like I said, I just want them to have like a moment. I know Hina's not going to win eventually, but still, this is her moment. I don't want anything interrupting it. Hopefully next episode, let's wait and see. So that is it. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Hako. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.